from the high gain craziness of the SLO to the sweet tonal attack of the normal channel. We have this beautiful, yet another masterpiece by Michael Soldano himself. Mike's going to share the design and the purpose of this guy.
Yeah, so this is basically the clean channel of our Lucky 13 amp without reverb in a real small, compact 50-watt head that was designed initially and mainly to be a pedal platform. So the beauty is it'll stand on its own without pedals, though.
Yeah,
so it's a really nice clean amp, virtually no gain compared to everything else I make.
Yeah.
But with a nice simple tone stack and a master volume, so that if you do use pedals that tend to push the front end and you do want to get some distortion out of the first tube in the amp, you can still do it and manage your volume. So I added the master for that sole purpose, was to be able to, even though the preamp itself doesn't have any gain, if you want to push something into it and make it break up on its own, like a line driver, you can still manage the volume with the master volume. So other than that, it's very straight up, like I say, you know, just preamp volume, power amp volume, basically, call it the master, if you will. Bass, middle, treble, done.
Yeah, and right there, the preamp is on 10. We've got the bass in the middle and treble right up, you know,
straight up
at 12 o'clock. The master volume is at 5. And when you told me that it was a 50-watt amp, I was thinking, man, a 50-watt amp for just clean. What's interesting is this is really not very loud. It's not the way we would perceive 50 watts.
Yeah. It'll get loud.
Yeah.
Crank this baby
right.
up and it'll.
But right there at 5, it felt really good. I mean, it sounds really good. So this right there, I mean, I'm thinking, you know, around the house.
Oh yeah.
Recording studios,
sure.
Small club, and even a big club for those, you know, once again for those pedals. I have a question. When it comes to the pedal, how did you approach the preamp circuit? Is it just, are you not using the entire 12AX7? Did you change the do we have 12AX7s in here?
Yeah, just two of them.
Just two of them.
One's a phase inverter and one's the whole preamp. So it's a super simple circuit. Again, virtually no gain. And it's basically, I just extracted the clean channel out of Lucky 13 and left the reverb off of it and stripped it down to its just bare essence. And so it's about as simple of a preamp as you can get. But, you know, it's got some nice tonal voicing things going on in there to make it, you know, sound pretty good. So it's not just a big old power amp, you know. You can actually, you can actually get some color out of it,
right.
You know. But it's mainly designed to make, you know, all your pedals sound good. You can plug in anything and it'll truthfully reproduce it.
Right.
And yet, when you want to completely bypass your board and still have a nice, natural, clean-sounding amp, it does that too.
Another thing that I came to my mind when I heard this and we were talking about it, and you're telling me about the circuitry, for those guys out there that are using the fractals, the stuff like that, the digital, you know, preamps, racks, this would be a great way to introduce it into your rig to get you back to that tube tone, right? So you could definitely, so not only the pedals, but all of the, you know, all of the other floorboards and stuff like that out there, the digital.
Yeah, you could plug anything through this to warm it up. I mean, you could take any kind of digital thing, throw it through this thing, and then run it in some real speakers, and all of a sudden you're going to sound a lot more real than you are just going straight into a digital mixing console with a digital device, and, you know, coming out through digital power amps. You know, and
yeah. Well, and a lot of guys, I mean, I've seen them, they've gone the digital route and they're wanting to get that warm up. So this is something that would be a really good investment for you to warm up whatever your digital front end may be.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Let's we're gonna hear some more tones of it here. Haven't touched the amp again.
Nope, hands off the amp.
Yeah, everything's from the guitar. So right there, 5. Bring the volume up here, and I don't know if you can hear, but in comparison to the SLO, when I was playing with the SLO, I mean, our voices were gone.
This is very.
really hope that these mics are picking this up and the cameras are picking this up. And I'm sure Lynn back there agreed that was very piano-esque right there.
Oh, very.
The frequencies and the balance of the low notes and the mid-tones, that's some beautiful stuff right there. Let me do some more chords because this is something you guys just gotta hear. So right there, almost wide open on the master volume, preamps at 10. So you could imagine if you had your, whatever stomp box, kind of push it. I'm trying to find something that another amp that this reminds me of, and it really doesn't. It has its own unique sound. It is basically the Lucky 13 circuit, and the background of that is you were going out locally here in Seattle watching bands, and they would have an amp for clean, and then an amp for distortion, and that's where that came from.
Yeah, the Lucky was basically, it was like, what are the two most common amps you see in a club on a Friday night?
Right.
Either an old Marshall JMP or something, or a Fender Twin, and so it's like, what happens if you put those both in the same box and have the ultimate gigging amp that you can do anything with? And so the Lucky 13 was basically like my take on a classic clean sound, but better.
Pre-CBS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then a hot rodded Marshall, which was basically any other lead channel, over SLO 100, that overdrive sound. So put those two things in one box, gave them a nice dynamic power amp, and Lucky 13. And so this is just the clean channel of that, because that's what a lot of people really like. And with pedals, you don't necessarily want a real high gain amp, because you're kind of want to have the pedal shine for what it does, and you don't really need the amp to have any color. You just need something to take your pedals and make them loud and sound the way they should sound. And so that was kind of the inspiration for this guy.
Right, so this is, there's still a lot of guys out there that just have, their little green,
Tube
screamer, right? And that, and they're taking their antique amp out. This is a perfect replacement for that. That's got, Mike's undeniable craftsmanship built into it. Just rock solid construction.
It's very affordable too, because we're selling this one direct through our own, right here from the shop. So it's not going to be available to dealers or anything like that. And the price is $1,488. So it's a real good way to get into a Soldano.
Right.
It's very affordable, and you can call us up and buy them from us directly.
Yeah, give Mike a call, order yours. As with everything that I've seen Mike do over the years, as soon as it goes out, they fly off the shelves, and you don't want to be on the wait list. You can get yours ordered now. This is what do they ask for when they call? They say
the Lil Luck.
The Lil Luck. Okay.
It's called the Lil Luck.
Cool. And I'm going to take us out with some more chords on this, and we're going to talk about coming up a front end after you invest in this that will take you
into SLO world,
and still have the portability and the affordability of the Lil Luck and this clean tone. Guys, you just do it. Just do it. I'm going to play us out with some chords.